2026, we're gonna take back our powers, we're gonna embrace change, we're gonna face our fears, and we're gonna train our brain to embrace happiness and success. Hi. Can y'all believe it's already the end of January? I cannot believe it. Time flies. Well, it's end of the month, so that means it's time to do a full book review for our first book of the year. Hi, welcome to the official first full book review for our first week book club, where we start a new book in the first week of every month with the goal of personal growth by building a community to do it together. Let's get into it. Before we deep dive, let me share a little bit about why I picked up this book because of the Chinese name. Go big. 玻璃心 的13件事 玻璃心 is what my friends and family would use to describe me because like I'm so fragile. My heart is so fragile. Like anything like a smallest thing can make me like trigger me to be sad. It was cute when it was in my early 20s, but now that I'm getting close to 30, that's not cute, and it's not a great life when you're easily affected by people. This book defines mental strength with 3 categories. First of all, your mindset. You will find out all the irrational thoughts and replace them by practical thoughts. Second, your action. You will actively and positively face any situation, no matter what. And third and last is your emotion. You control your emotion, not the other way around. I mean, it sounds easy, but it's really not. But we can only try, and with this book, we can totally be a step closer to that. You might be thinking, I don't know if this book is for me. So let's go over all those 13 things that mentally strong people don't do. People who are mentally strong, they don't waste the time to self-pity. Second, they do not hand over their power easily. Third, they are not afraid of change. Fourth, they don't dwell on things that they cannot control. Fifth, they do not people please. Sixth, they are not afraid to take risks carefully. 7, they don't dwell on the past. 8, they don't make the same mistakes. 9, they are not jealous or envious of others' success. 10, they don't give up easily. 11, they are not afraid to be alone. 12, they don't complain. And last and 13th, they don't expect instant gratification or results. So let's go over some of the things that I can personally relate to, and then how this book actually helped me. So first of all, already the first chapter, they don't self-pity, is something that I used to do all the time. Every little thing can make me self-pity because I always feel like a victim, and anything that doesn't go my way, the world is against me. If you find yourself thinking about thoughts like this, then you are definitely one of those people who needs to get rid of this habit. If you say stuff like, oh my god, I already have so many problems on my hand, I cannot do this anymore. Good things never happen to me. Bad things always happen to me. My life is getting worse and worse. Nobody cares about me. I cannot catch a breath. No one is facing problems such as mine. This is where the book teaches you how to replace those self-pity thoughts, and I think I can relate to one of the quotes that I really love from Avatar. It's Uncle Iroh said, if you look for the light, then you will find it. But if you look for darkness, this is all that you will see. So there are 3 tips that helps you get rid of the self-pity thoughts. First of all is change your perspective. How can I look at this situation from another perspective that actually makes me feel better, or at least not so shitty? And then second, you need to think, if the same situation is happening to someone close to you, someone that you really care about, what will I say to make them feel better, and how will I comfort them? And third and the last is you look for evidence that you can get through the situation. So instead of looking for evidence to prove that you are a victim, you look for evidence that can actually convince yourself that I am tough, I am strong, I am resilient. Even though this is a tough situation, I will come out at the better end and actually gain something from this. Whenever you find yourself wanting to complain, wanting to self-pity, wanting to feel like a victim, you stop, you say to yourself, this is bad, but I can deal with it because I'm strong. And that is how you go from loser to winner. The second chapter also really calls to me is that they don't give away their power. I feel like my life, my emotion, my decision was always dictated by others, whether it would be my boss or my parents or like my friends even, because I want to be liked by my friends. So I was always giving away my powers and my decision making based on what other people's expectation of me is. If this sounds like you, then you might be on the same boat that I was, but me not anymore because I read this book. You are very sensitive to others people's criticism of you. Whatever people say you should do, you follow instead of your own wishes. People's words and what they do can affect your whole day. Put a lot of effort to leave a positive impression of people, even though those actions and those words doesn't really align with who you are. You always complain some of the things that you are forced to do. You do everything to avoid being awkward or sad. You don't know how to say no. When people offend you, you take it to the heart. So why does it happen? It's because we don't know how to set boundaries. It's fair that if we set boundaries, people are gonna hate us, people are gonna not like us anymore. But you know what? If those people don't respect your boundaries, let them go. Let them go. Here's the door. If you don't know how to set your boundaries, if you keep getting your powers away, things are gonna get worse. This is what's gonna happen. Start letting people define your worth. You avoid taking care of the real problems, setting boundaries. You become a victim of your environment because you're not taking control, you're giving away your powers. You become very sensitive of criticism. But at this day and age, with social media, with people talking all the time, criticism is everywhere. So if you're very sensitive to it, you will never have a good day. And you'll actually ruin your relationship with people. While you think that, oh, if I give away their powers, things will go their way and they will like me. No, they will not. They think you're a pushover, and then they're just gonna treat you even worse. And in that way, you hate them and you say, you know what, this is not a good friend. And you look around, you don't have friends anymore. How about you be an adult, you say what you want to say, you tell them how you feel, you set up boundaries, cut off people that doesn't really align with you, and then you will look around and see the people who are still in your life are the people that are good to you. And nobody says it's easy. It's tough. It takes guts and courage to do what I just said, but you know what? The reward is so worth it. While you're worrying about keeping those friends who are toxic, are withholding the chance from yourself to meet better, greater people who are going to be so nice to you. You are missing out the chance to build an actual community is going to support you. Chapter 4 is also something that really gave me a lot of insights because it says they don't dwell on things that they cannot control, which I feel like I still am. I am a person of action, so if there's a problem and I'm not doing anything to fix it, I feel like I cannot relax. Do you spend a lot of time and effort to stop bad things from happening? Do you spend a lot of effort to please others? Do you have problem asking for help? And when bad things happen or things doesn't go your way, do you like to blame yourself? Problem working as a team with other people. But why do we want to control everything? Well, it's because we don't know how to sit with our anxiety. So instead of trying to make peace with our anxiety, we try to get rid of it by fixing the things that are making us anxious. What should you do? You should just really remind yourself some things are out of our control and we don't have to feel bad all the time. Something practical that you can do is actually write down the things that are making you anxious, and then write down the things that you can do, and then you will see clearly and objectively what is out of your control and what you should actually let go. Instead of focusing on something that you cannot do, just focus on what you can do. And sometimes it's not just the things. Sometimes there are people. Oh, I know if you make the decision, you're gonna fuck your life up. You know what? Let them. You can influence people, you can try to convince them, but you don't change people. Because sometimes people just need to learn things in a hard way. We're trying to protect people from their own karma. They will never learn. Because you know what? demanding, nagging, and complaining is never gonna give you something positive. The next thing is to practice acceptance. You need to accept that controlling everything doesn't make you a stronger person. Controlling everything doesn't mean your anxiety is gonna go away. Controlling everything makes you really, really repulsive and people don't like you. Just like nobody loves a micromanager. Overmanagement brings rebellion. So why are you trying to control everything? It makes you so unattractive. Practice acceptance. The last chapter that I really want to bring attention to is that they are not afraid to be alone. And I feel like this is the chapter that changed my life so much, because after this, I actually started my own solo trip and make it a regular thing. Before, I still do things alone. Deep down, I would be feeling like, I wish there was somebody to do it with me. But after reading this book, that chapter, I happily and actually prefer to do things alone. And why are we afraid of being alone? Well, the hard truth is we don't like ourselves. Think of it this way. When you are alone, you are spending time with yourself. But it's just like you don't want to spend time with this person, you don't want to spend time with like your manager or like this friend that you don't really vibe with. It's the same thing. You don't like them. And you don't want to be alone because you don't like yourself. You're afraid that you're not fun enough. You're afraid that you will be bored with yourself. You're afraid that you don't know how to choose the best place to go, etc., etc. You need to figure out what you don't like about yourself, and then you change it or accept it. Honestly, exposure therapy. I force myself to go to do this thing that people will consider cringe to do by yourself. Go to a theme park. I go to Disneyland by myself. Hot pot. I eat hot pot by myself. Go to cafe. Last of all, the things that I practice the most is travel alone, because I'm very clumsy, I'm very forgetful, and then I was just saying like, oh, I'm gonna die in a foreign country, or I'm gonna go to a foreign jail if I travel alone. Well, I started doing it regularly and I fucking love it. Or also because I started loving myself a lot, I practice a lot of other things that make me love myself. I do a lot of practice that makes me practice self-love, and the more I love myself, the more I enjoy spending time with myself. That's just the bottom line. There's not a lot of learnings to do because it's a long journey to loving yourself and accepting yourself. But the more you do it, exposure therapy, just like I said, you're gonna become a stronger person because you are not waiting your whole life to do things with a companion. This is a really big takeaway because I stopped waiting for others to live my life. Like, I actually start to hate the fact that whenever I want to do something, I need to ask people, I need to beg someone to do it with me, or like accommodate, like, oh, I want to eat hot pot. Oh, okay, today is too hot, you don't want to do it. Okay, let's do it next week when it's colder. Okay, which one do you want to go? Oh, you're tired, you don't want to go too far. Oh, let me come to you. Like, I'm just gonna do it by myself, wherever I want, whenever I want, however I want. And this has made my life so much better, and honestly I feel like it's a progress that is at the same time. The more I expose myself to spending time alone, the more I actually love myself. And then the more I actually practice self-love, the more I love to enjoy time alone. And that is such a good life to live. Now I travel alone, I do a lot of things alone. I love being alone so much that I actually reject going out. I would definitely recommend this book to anyone who is sensitive, bothersome like me, who is a people pleaser, I used to be, and who is overanalyzing everything, who has anxiety, who doesn't really know how to put themselves first, and who needs to urgently practice self-love and self-acceptance. This book will help you. It will not fix everything for you, but it will definitely help you get closer to living a life according to your own needs and wishes. Every chapter, it helps you identify if you are a victim of the habits, how it shows up in your life, and what are the bad effects on your life if you keep continuing these habits. And last of all, it will help you get rid of those bad habits by giving you tips to actually practice on. Overall, I give this book an 8 out of 10. Hopefully this book is gonna help all of us. So for those of you who is a member of the club and read this book in January, please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't read it, I highly encourage you to read it and then come back to the video and start an open dialogue and be a member of this book club. I will see you next month.